and related party transactions, a complete legal framework on RPTs. Imagine a company giving a lucrative contract to a director's relative. Is it fair? Whether it is illegal? So RPTs are necessary for business synergy or group companies operations. And at the same time, RPTs are risky because of the conflict of interest and siphoning of funds. RPTs are not prohibited, regulated mainly through Companies Act 2013, IND-AS 24, accounting standards, and SEBI LODR Regulations 2015. Now we will see who is a related party. Who is a related party under Companies Act 2013? Who is a related party under IND-AS 24? Who is a related party under SEBI LODR Regulation 2015? We also discuss what is a related party transaction under Companies Act 2013 under Section 188 and also under SEBI LODR, what is a related party transaction and what are the approvals required. Who approves what? Under Companies Act 2013, we also discuss the threshold limit and we also discuss under SEBI LODR for listed companies and we also discuss on exemptions and exceptions, both not considered as RPTs. What are not considered as RPTs? Even an RPT transaction is RPT, but exempt from approval. Those we will discuss, and we'll also discuss on disclosures and reporting requirements under Companies Act, under LODR, and under IND-AS 24. We also discuss on penalties and consequences under Companies Act 2013 and SEBI LODR. We also discuss practical challenges with the case studies. And we also discuss on takeaways. Yes, we will come one by one. First of all, who is a related party? Who is a related party? Under Companies Act 2013. Section 2, subsection 76 talks about who is a related party. I'll take you to MCA. I'll explain you the section also. Now I will give you overall an idea. Who is a related party under Companies Act 2013? A director. Director is a related party to the company. Not only director, even is a relative. Director relative also a related party. And all KMPs, key managerial personnel in the companies, KMPs, or relatives of KMPs are all related parties. And the firm where this director or manager or relative is a partner, then that firm also a related party. Or if any private company where this director, manager or relative is a member or director, then that private company also a related party. And in public company where the director or manager holds 2% along with the relatives holds 2% of stake in that company, that will become a related party. And holding company, subsidiary company, associate, investing companies are all related parties. Any person or body corporate whose board decisions are influenced, then that will become a related party. This is the definition of related party under Companies Act under Section 2, subsection 76. Then I will show you on MCA the definition part also. This is what Ministry of Corporate Affairs, that go to Acts, Companies Act, then go to preliminary chapter 1, see the definitions. Definitions are covered under section 2, then come to subsection 76. Section 2, subsection 76. Yes, this is what subsection 76. Related party. Related party with reference to a company means a director or his relative, a key managerial personnel or his relative. They are related parties to the company. A firm in which a director or manager or his relative is a partner. Firm means any partnership firm. So that partnership firm also will become a related party. Or a private company in which this director or manager or his relative or a member or a director, then that private company will become related party. Even a public company in which a director, manager, or his relatives holds 2% of a paid up share capital, then that public company will become related party. Any body corporate whose board of directors, managing director, or manager is accustomed to act in accordance with the advice, directions, or instructions of the director or manager, then that body corporate will become the related party. Any person on whose advice, directions, or instructions a director manager is accustomed to act, then they will become related party. Provided that nothing subclass 6 and 7 we have just discussed no, shall apply to advice, directions, instructions given in a professional capacity. We just discussed accustomed to act. So if it is in the professional capacity, then they will not become related party. And any company which is a holding company, subsidiary company, associate company, such companies are all related parties. And also subsidiary of a holding company to which it is also a subsidiary, that also related party. Any investing company or the venture of the company, that also related party. So for the purpose of this class, investing company or the venture of the company means a body corporate whose investment in the company would result in the company becoming an associate of the body corporate. Such other person as may be prescribed. So this is what the definition is given under section 2 subsection 76 of Companies Act 2013, who is a related party under Companies Act. Then we'll go to IND-AS accounting standards, IND-AS 24, who is a related party. Individuals with control, joint control, or significant influence, they are related party under IND-AS. IND-AS 24. Close family members, they are related party. Entities under common control, associates, joint ventures, related parties under accounting standards. Post-employment benefit plans, KMP service providers, they are comes under related parties. Now we'll see under SEBI LODR Regulations 2015. Promoters and promoter group, and they are related parties. Any entity or person holding above 20%, less than or above 20%, that is before April 23, or 10%, above 10% or equal to 10% after April 2023. So any entity, person holding 10% or above of the shares, they will become related parties. Beneficial ownership, as per section 89 of Companies Act 2013, related parties. Example, if MD's brother, managing director brother, is running a firm supplying raw material, that is a related party. Now, we are clear what is a related party under Companies Act, what is a related party under accounting standards. We also discussed related party under SEBI LODR. Now, we'll discuss on related party transaction. So we are clear with the related party. Now we will discuss with the related party transactions under Companies Act. Yes, section 188. We'll also discuss under SEBI LODR. Now first move on to section 188. Section 188 covers sale, purchase, supply of goods. Related party transaction means only these only. Sales, purchase, or supply of goods. Sale, purchase, lease of property, availing or rendering services, appointment of agents, underwriting obligations, appointing a related person to an office or place of profit. This covered under section 188. What is related party transaction? I will show you the section. We'll again go to Google, then type MCA, then come to Act, Companies Act 2013. Then here you see appointment and qualification of directors, meetings of board and its powers, chapter 12. here you come to section 188, related party transactions. This is what related party transaction. I think you are clear. Here it is 188 related party transactions. Just what we discussed, no? Related party transactions with respect to transactions of related party with respect to sale, purchase, or supply of any goods or materials, selling or otherwise disposing of, or buying a property of any kind, leasing a property of any kind, availing or rendering of any services, appointment of any agent for purchase or sale of goods, materials, services, or property. Such related parties appointment to any office or place of profit in the company, its subsidiary company or associate company. Suppose MD's relative or any director's relative is appointing. So there all comes under related party transaction. Underwriting, the subscriptions of any securities or derivatives there of the company. You can go through provisions also there to the sections. Explanation is given. You can go through section 188. Yes, I'll give you the overall idea. What is related party transaction under Companies Act 2013. I have also shown section 188. You can go through section 188. And under SEBI LODR regulations, related party transactions, under SEBI LODR regulations is a broader scope. Any transfer of resources or services or obligations between company and related party, even indirect benefits, comes under related party transactions under SEBI LODR regulations for listed companies. And we'll discuss an approval matrix. Who approves what? Because certain transactions require board approval. Certain transactions require members' approval. All transactions require audit committee approval. So that is what who approves what. Under Companies Act, ordinary course of business and on basis. Only audit committee approval is suffice. Not ordinary course of business. So the transaction is not in ordinary course of business or not in on basis, then board approval is required. If above threshold limits are mentioned under Rule 15. So then shareholders' special resolution is required. Threshold limits includes 10% of above turnover, net worth of goods, services, leasing or property transactions. 2.5 lakh per month for office of profit, place of profit. 1% of net worth for underwriting. These are the threshold limits. Under SEBI LODR for listed companies, all RPTs, audit committee approval is required. If it is a material RPTs, 1,000 crore or above, or 10% of the consolidated turnover, whichever is lower, shareholders approve, excluding related parties from voting, is required. So for material transaction, shareholders approval required, along with the audit committee board approval. Their related parties will exclude from voting. Then we'll see exceptions. We'll also see exemptions. So who are all not considered as RPTs? Dividend, rights issue, bonus issue, buyback, subdivision, consolidation of shares. These are all not considered as RPTs because we are giving opportunity uniformly applicable to all. ESOPs, uniformly applicable to all. So these are all not related parties, RPTs transactions. There are RPTs exempt from approval. Transactions between holding company and only one subsidiary. If arm's transaction and not material under SEBI. Then we'll also discuss disclosure and reporting requirements under Companies Act, under SEBI LODR, under Indian Accounting Standards. First, we'll see under Companies Act 2013, disclosure and reporting requirements. Board report must disclose RPTs in Form AOC2. SEBI LODR half-yearly disclosure of RPTs to stock exchanges also in annual report. Accounting Standards 24, IND-AS. Notes to financial statements must detail related parties, details of related parties and nature and amount and outstanding balances has to be clearly disclosed. Then we'll see penalties and what are the consequences under Companies Act 2013 for violations. We'll also see the consequences under SEBI LODR. Under Companies Act, Section 188, subsection 3, if approval is not taken, what will happen? Transaction voidable at the option of the board or shareholders. as applicable. Penalties, directors, KMP involved up to 25 lakh. Company, fine as per contravention. And SEBI LODR, non-compliance leads to fines, freezing of promoter shareholding, suspension of trading. There are also practical challenges. Issues with determining arm's length practice. What is arm's length? So, really, this is a challenge because there is no exact definition. Difficulty in identifying beneficial ownership chains because there are so many layers. And this is a very strict, the law is very strict in India as compared to some jurisdictions globally. And there are many NCLT and SEBI actions where promoter entities routed funds through subsidiaries. So the takeaways, RPTs are not illegal, but must be transparent. Multiple laws overlap. Companies Act 2013, SEBI LODR, accounting standards. Ensure proper classification of RPs. And then correct approval process. Then full disclosures. Even my advice to students should focus on definitions. Section 188, Rule 15, SEBI materiality thresholds, IND-AS 24, disclosure requirements. Hope you are clear about the related party transactions under Companies Act, SEBI LODR, and accounting standards, and what are the penalties, consequences, case studies, practical challenges, and takeaways. We have two channels, RR Corporates, another channel, RR Legal Talks. Please do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you will not miss any of my latest videos. Thank you.